Umidigi G is a cheap phone that looks just like the iPhone 7, but it costs just about 100 bucks. Is this phone any good? My name is Linus, stay tuned to find out. Just before we start, make sure to check out all the links and show notes that you will find in the video description down below. The phone ships with all the usual stuff, and some extras include a screen protector and a soft TPU case. It is obvious that the Umidigi G looks just like the iPhone 7, but since it is so cheap, it is made entirely of plastic and it definitely looks cheaper than some aluminum-made phones. On the other hand, the build quality is good, no complaints here. Also, the phone is compact due to its 5-inch 720p display, which is definitely not the sharpest out there, but it gets the job done for such a cheap phone. We have just 2-megapixel selfie shooter and no LED notification light. The fingerprint scanner is just average. Sometimes it works fine, but it's not always accurate and fast like on some other more expensive phones. As for optics, there is just an 8-megapixel shooter coupled with a single LED flash. The loudspeaker is surprisingly good for such a cheap phone. As for hardware, the Umidigi G has decent specs for the price that include a quad-core MTK 6737 CPU, 2GB of RAM and 16GB of expandable storage. It is obvious that this phone was not designed for gamers, as there is quite a bit of stutter and lag even if you play Asphalt 8 on medium graphics settings. I love that the phone ships with a stock Android 7 out of the box. There aren't many features to talk about, but most importantly, the phone is quite fast on a daily basis. Sure, there were a few minor hiccups once there were a lot of apps running in the background, but nothing major. For the phone this cheap, the daylight image quality is decent. Sure, the quality is far from perfect, but you will be able to take okay looking images for social media needs. Obviously, cheap phones have never been good in low light environment, and the Umidigi G is no exception. Selfies don't look that great either, but they are definitely usable for Facebook or Instagram needs. The video quality is mediocre like on most of the cheap phones. Same can be said about the selfie video quality.
So currently I'm testing out the front-facing camera of the Umidigi G. This is handheld footage. I'm shooting the video in 720p because this is...
As far as connectivity goes, I didn't have any issues with this phone. Wi-Fi, GPS and Bluetooth works fine and call quality is decent. The 2000 mAh battery performs quite okay. I was able to get about 3.5 or 4 hours of screen on time. Well, it's not the best result, but given a low capacity of battery, the performance is decent. The Umidigi G is a cheap device that will definitely make people think that this is an iPhone 7. For the price of just about 100 bucks, it's a decent budget offering, but as always, you have to consider some trade-offs like with most of the cheap phones. It was Linus, thanks for watching, and as always guys, if you have any questions, please drop me a comment down below. Also, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you like the videos that I make and if you want to see them in the future, please subscribe. Finally, if you want to get all the latest updates, please follow TechLineHD on Facebook, Twitter or Instagram. See you soon.